Hey, it's Dr. Fred, TMT. Here we are Tuesday morning again. It's a beautiful, amazing day because we're spirits here to fulfill a soul purpose. So we're on this journey together. So here are 3 words. How many words? 1, 2, 3. That highly successful people never say. 3 words highly successful people never say. Hey, we're here as a soul having a human experience because we're here to fulfill a soul purpose. That means we have to create something that's never been created before. So what's that mean? We need to have emotional and spiritual maturity. We need to have discipline. We need to have passion and purpose because we're going to create something that's never been created, which means we're going to have challenges. We're going to have problems. We're going to feel like we have failures. We're going to feel like there's times where we want to give up. We're going to question ourselves and what we're doing. Is this really what I'm supposed to do? We're going to go through all these challenges. So how do highly successful people create that vision? Well, the first principle is nobody is an overnight success, right? Everybody, you find out people that all of a sudden they're famous, find out, man, I've been doing this for 20 years. There's a story of a woman walking through a marketplace and she runs into Picasso and she says, can you draw me a picture? So he gets a pen and piece of paper, draws her a portrait in about 30 seconds and then says, hey, that's $30,000. She goes, $30,000? It took you 30 seconds. And he said it took me 30 years to be able to get to those 30 seconds. Right? Isn't that how our life goes in fulfilling our soul purpose? So we know words have creative power. We can talk ourselves into our dreams, or we can talk ourselves out of our dreams. So what do these 3 words highly successful people never say? I know that. I know that. Now immediately, let's look at Tony Robbins. Knowledge is potential power. Execution is power. What you do is power. And I always say, what do I always say? I always say, oh, you don't know it until you live it. You only know it if you live it, because knowledge gives us the opportunity for experience. And isn't that why we're here? We're a spirit in a physical body, here to manifest in the physical world so we can know things, but what manifests? What we do, we come through our body. Our body is a vehicle to create, right? So knowledge is intended to become experience, and knowledge becomes wisdom through experience. Isn't that really our goal? Is to have wisdom. That's how we fulfill our soul purpose. But how do we do that? We have to experience it. We have to develop skill. We have to go through the challenges. And I know that cuts that right off. So Neil Donald Walsh, knowing opens the door for experience. That's the author of Conversation with God. 29 books, 8 of them are bestsellers. Right? So we have a calling and a purpose in our life, and God is our source. You know, you may get a paycheck from a company, but the source is not the company. The source is God, which is why you're working there. That's a step in your soul purpose. You may be in a relationship and you want love, or you have love, but how do you... Love isn't something that you know. Love is something you experience. Anger isn't something you know, it's something you experience. It's part of our human experience. So if we want love, what do we have to do? We have to give it. We have to exchange it. Love in a great relationship is about what we do, not about what we know. It's the application. Why do you think there's TMTs? So we can take principles and actually have action steps to apply them into your life. And this is, half of these are for myself. So I'm just telling you what I need to learn, and hopefully we can go through this together. But if God is our power, and that's our source, then we know. The minute we say, I know that, we shut off learning. But what do we more importantly shut off? When we know something, what do we shut off? The unexpected miracles for God to provide and to protect. I live down by the beach here, obviously, because that's why we're here. So, when I'm getting out and I'm going to a restaurant, I'm on a busy street, what do? You check your rearview mirror, because I don't want some car to come 40 miles an hour and I open the door and they're way too close, right? So we already know that. But here on the side streets, houses are packed close together. The streets are narrow because they got to put in as much real estate as possible. It's a commodity around here. So yesterday I was going to this restaurant. I was parking on this narrow side street, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. I cracked my door just a little bit, and this older woman, who's probably in her 70s, was skimming the cars because it's a narrow street, but she had plenty of room. There wasn't another car coming. And I cracked my door a little, and she hit my door. Now the thing is, she hit it, tweaked it, but skimmed by it and scraped down the side of my car. Now imagine if that door was open a little bit more, she would have caught it and tore the door off. So the fact that she clipped it means that door was not open very much. Now in another half a second, how many times you open a door, stick your foot out, and you're out? Another half a second, I might have got my leg crushed. I might have been smashed. I might be dead right now, or I could be crushed in a hospital from a car going about 20 miles an hour. Not only does God provide, but He protects. Now, what do I know? What's the knowledge in my head? Hey, when I'm on a busy street, man, I better check the rearview mirror. So that was knowledge. Did I apply that knowledge in that situation? No, I didn't, but thank God, literally thank God, that I was protected. So what's the difference between knowledge and application? And that was my experience, so what am I going to do now? You can bet I'm going to check my rearview mirror on narrow streets, in fact, probably on any street or in a parking lot before I get out. That's experience. See, that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Right? So what happens? Okay, so know that we're protected. So there's really three things. When you say, I know that, what does I know that stop? It stops learning. It stops helping you develop a new skill. It stops thinking. So that means you're not innovating, you're not creating something new. It stops the experience that gives you wisdom. And even more importantly, it stops the unexpected miracles that God is going to provide you with something you never even thought of, right? In a way that you had no idea, yet all that you ask comes in your life in a way that you never expected. Now, if Michael Jordan, he would shoot 1,000 shots at the end of the practice. What if he said 1, 2, 3? Okay, I made it. You know what? I know that. Would he be the guy that they throw the ball to in the final seconds in a championship, 7th game championship? Probably not, because he wouldn't be able to deliver. Because he never said, Picasso, any of these people that changed the world, they never said, I know that. What do? They humbly continue to learn and develop their skills. So there's 3 principles for you to fulfill your soul purpose. 3 principles. Are you ready? 1 is there is no failure. There's only learning. So if there's only learning, then we can look at failure where it doesn't depress us. Yes, I didn't get the result we wanted, but what did you learn? Right? If I learned something, then what I didn't say is I know that, and get stuck and stop. What's the second thing? 1, there is no failure. 2, what did I learn? Because that gives you new knowledge. What did I learn gives you new knowledge. Saying there is no failure, there's only learning. I apologize. 1, there's no failure, there's only learning. So that gives you the frame for step 2. What did I learn? That gives you new knowledge. That's more than I know that. 3, what am I going to do? That turns knowledge into experience, into wisdom, into skill development, into maturity that's going to move you along to your soul purpose. So 3 principles. 1, there is no failure, there's only learning. 2, what did I learn? That gives you new knowledge. 3, what am I going to do? I'm going to turn knowledge into experience to manifest my vision in the physical world. How cool is that? Okay, gang, July 9th, a week from today, not only we do a TMT in the morning, but we're going to do a live Facebook. We're going through the healed system. Step 2, exercise loving yourself and others. That will be a game changer. Also, we're starting You Are More Powerful podcast. The first one is today. And we're kicking this off with Neil Donald Walsh. I'm going to be interviewing him, author of 29 books, started with Conversations with God. So go to You Are More Powerful Facebook page, because as we interview spiritual leaders around the world that can enlighten your consciousness, you can get those podcasts on that page. So like that page, follow us. You can email us, drfred1@msn.com. drfrad1, DRFRAD1, the number 1, at MSN.com. Go to youaremorepowerful.com and definitely like the Facebook page, because we are all going to the next higher level of consciousness. Thank you. Love you. See you next week.